Yeah. Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Okay. Yes, I can. So just some introduction to Mr. Christopher. He is currently the director of the Crops Industry Division, Development Division of the Department of Agriculture, Malaysia. He has dedicated 26 years of service to the department since 1996. He earned a Master of Science in Horticultural Sciences from the North Carolina State University. And in his role, he oversees the implementation and monitoring of long and short-term development programs for fruits, vegetables, industrial crops, and other commodities. So we are honored to have you, Mr. Christopher, to share your insights into Malaysia's potential for expanding the wax apple production and its market opportunities. So the floor is all yours.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Dorothy, and a very good afternoon to everyone. Let me share my slides first. Okay, so is it visible?
Yes.
Okay, so thank you again for inviting me to present the slide. I mean, the presentation entitled "The Potential of Expanding Wax Apple Production and Market in Malaysia." So, as introduced previously, so I'm Christopher John Biai, the Crop Industry Development Division, the Director from the Department of Agriculture, Malaysia. So, this is the topic of my presentation today. So, I will try to make it short and precise since we have only few minutes left. So the topic of my presentation today will be in four parts: introduction, wax apple industry in Malaysia, market, and way forward. As for the introduction, so I think everybody has heard about this wax apple. So the botanical name is Syngesium samaranchus, so primarily Maritaceae. So this wax apple is a non-climatic tropical fruit, or the other name is rose apple and Java apple, as it is called by, I mean, in other countries. So the color of the fruit is usually pink, light red, green, and sometimes greenish white or cream colored. So it is native to the tropical Asia. So the tree requires heavy rainfalls and can survive in tropical habitats up to about 1,600 meters above sea level. And it is a large shrub and small to medium sized tree, typically 3 to 10 meters in height, and or it is equivalent to 10 to 32 feet. So the mostly planted variety in Malaysia consists of the bell shape and the round shape. As you can see on the right side, the pictures on the right side, those are the varieties that is very popular, which is planted in Malaysia. And just to share a bit of the how the wax apple from buds into matured fruits. So as you can see on the left side is the flower buds, and the flower in a small terminate cluster, white or greenish white, long numerous stamens with diameter of about 5 to 8 centimeter. And the second picture is the blooming stage, and the third is the fruit set, and the fourth diagram is the matured fruits where it is ready for harvesting. Okay, so we have five most registered varieties in Malaysia. So the varieties are distinguished according to the shape of the fruits, the thickness of the filling, and the size of the fruits and the color of the fruits. And one of the varieties that is quite popular some time ago, about 10 years ago, is the Asahan or the E6 variety. The fruit is cone-shaped with a tapered base, bright red in color, and contain one or two seeds. So this Asahan variety has seeds inside, or it is seeded. Okay, next, this is the popular varieties planted by our growers in Malaysia. As for right now, the varieties are the Thai King varieties. The fruit is bell-shaped and can reach up to 15 centimeter in length, and the ripe fruit is dark red or maroon in color. So this is one of the our famous or the popular variety planted by our growers. And the third one is the crystal or the E3 as registered in our plant variety list. The fruit is bell-shaped and can reach up to 10 centimeter in length, and the ripe fruit is red in color. And the fourth one is the apple variety or the apple fruit. So the fruit is round in shape. The immature fruit is green, and the ripe fruit is green with a slight reddish hue. And the final, the fifth variety is also Taiwan, or also known as Hong. It is known among the growers in Malaysia. The fruit is round and large. The ripe fruit is red in color. Okay. So just to share a bit regarding the differences between this the species, Syngenesium species aquarium, as you can see, is on the A diagram is the aquarium, and the B diagram is the Malassens, and the C diagram is the Samarangis. So this is the most, the C is the most planted varieties that we have in Malaysia. So these are the variation of food morphology and differences between the varieties of wax and rose apple that we have in Malaysia. So yeah, I mean, both two speakers previously mentioned that the most critical part in farm management for wax apple is fruit wrapping, and it requires intensive labor to wrap the fruits on the tree. And if it is not being wrapped, so you won't be able to collect the yield for harvest or for market. Okay, next. So part two, I will be I'm touching a bit on the wax apple industry that we have in Malaysia. So before I proceed to the wax industry, fruit industry, so I just want to highlight some major fruits that we have in Malaysia. As you can see in the picture on the right side, we have durian, we have pineapple, we have watermelon, we have papaya, and we have banana. So out of all the key agro-food commodities in 2023, the fruit industry contributes about 30% of the agro-commodity, which sum up to about almost 2 million metric ton for the year 2023. And in terms of ranking, as we know, Malaysia is known for the durian, for the famous Musang King durian. So durian itself, the total production in 2023 is about a bit more than 500,000 metric ton, and followed by pineapple, the second biggest contributor to the major fruit production. And the third one is banana, the fourth one is watermelon, and the fifth one is papaya. And in terms of ranking of the total fruit production in Malaysia, wax apple is ranked 22nd among the 52 fruits that is planted in Malaysia, which contributes to about 2,270 metric ton out of all the total fruits produced in the year 2023. So it is ranked 22nd. Is not a really a popular fruit in Malaysia. Okay, next is the cultivated area and the production area. So as we can see, in 2019, the cultivated area is almost reaching about 300 hectares as compared to 2023. We only have about 208 hectares with the production of about 2,270 metric ton in 2023. So this is the cultivated area and the production. And next, I will be sharing regarding the states that is producing wax apple in Malaysia. So total planted area and production area. So the highest state that is having the highest planted area is in Sabah, about 63 hectare, followed by Johor with 57 hectare, and followed by the state of Perak of about 46.5 hectares. And the production, although Sabah has the highest or has the largest area, total planted area, but the production is quite low. It is only producing about 39 or almost 40 metric ton for 63 hectares. Meanwhile, Johor has the highest productivity with the 55.8 metric ton out of the 57 hectares planted. So these are the three major states growing or producing wax apple in Malaysia. So yeah, in terms of the district that is growing or planting wax apple in Malaysia, so in Perak, it is concentrated in Hilir Perak and Batang Padang with the acreage of about 20 and 12 hectare respectively. And in Johor, in the district of Segamat and Keluang, and meanwhile in Sabah, it is mostly planted in the district of Papar and also in Tenom. So this is the three major state that contributes to the acreage of the wax apple in Malaysia. So I will go a little bit into the agronomic practices that we do here in Malaysia. So our planting distance is 7.5 meter by 7.5 meter. But previously, Dr. Reza was mentioning in Indonesia, it was 7 by 7 and can produce about 200 trees per hectare. But in Malaysia, we are planting 7.5 by 7.5 and we are having about 177 trees per hectare. So we were putting more, a bit more in the distance of planting. This spacing distance help to ensure proper growth, airflow, and accessibility for maintenance activities such as pruning, harvesting, and also pest control. As you can see in the picture, it's a bit slight wider, 7.5 meter. Okay, so irrigation. So most of our farms, they are irrigated by micro sprinkler irrigation, and watering is carried out daily except during the rainy season to prevent overwatering, and it would be less water needed to irrigate the farm during the flowering and harvesting season. That is what we did. That is what the farmers is doing in terms of irrigation. In terms of pruning, as mentioned previously, there are two most important pruning activities that we did here. Number one is the maintenance prunings. This is to enhance fruit yield and airflow. Vertical branches are also trimmed for better growth and accessibility, as demonstrated in the picture on the right side. So restorative pruning, this pruning is to control tree height and simplifies management. So the tree height is estimated to about 3 to 4 meters in height. So if the tree is too high, it will be a bit difficult for us in terms of management, especially in fruit wrapping. Okay, and also the thinning process. So thinning or reducing the number of fruit buds on the stem is to ensure that the remaining fruits have enough space and resources to grow properly. So each of the farm, they are doing their own thinning to maintain the number of fruits and to maintain the quality of fruits. And only about 3 to 4 buds are allowed on a single stem during the fruit wrapping process. So the thinning is done when they are doing the wrapping process. Okay, so fruit wrapping. So this is the most important part and most critical part and the most laborious part in in growing or in farming of wax apple. So done when the stamen or anthers begins to fall. So only 3 to 4 fruit buds are left on a single stem. So insect and fungus control is carried out before the fruit wrapping activities is done to avoid any fungus and any insect attack. Okay, next. So this is the pest management or the fruit fly management. So For the pest control or the fruit fly control, we use use of chemical, biological control methods, physical barriers, or cultural practices to prevent or minimize pest damage and ensure healthy crop production. These are some of the methods that we are implementing to prevent pests or pest management. So the main pest is fruit flies, as I mentioned earlier. So control using fruit fly and trap, as you can see in the picture on the bottom and on the right side. So we are using pheromone lure into trap and trap in the field. So we will attract insect and the insect will be trapped inside. So this is some of the pest management strategies or methods. Okay, in terms of fruit production, a complete cycle from pruning to harvesting, it takes about 3 to 3.3.5 months. So from pruning to the emergence of flower buds, it will take about 30 to 35 days. And from flower buds to full bloom or suitable for ripening, it will take about 30 to 45 days. And from ripening to harvest, it will take about 30 days. And the whole process will take about 90 to 100 days from flower buds into harvesting. Okay, and the yield potential of the farm here in Malaysia. So each tree can produce approximately about 250 kilograms per year, and per hectare, they are able to get about 30 to 40 metric tons per hectare per year. And in Malaysia, the peak fruiting season for wax apple is from January to March, and another season we have two peak season, January to March and August to October. So between these two peak season, there are still some fruits also present, but it is in a small amount or in small numbers. But in these two season, the fruit will be at the maximum or at the optimum numbers. So this season can vary slightly depending on the local climate and condition, cultivation practices, and also the types of variety. Okay, so and fruit dropping also is one of the issues in the wax apple industry. So these are some of the literatures mentioning how to improve the quality and reduce the pre-harvest fruit drops. Number one, by growth regulator, 2, hydrogen peroxide, and third is filamic stress. This also has been mentioned by Dr. Reza previously in the slides. Okay, and the post-harvest handling, this is one of the critical activities in the wax apple farming. So harvesting, the most important activities in harvesting is the timing. So wax apple should be harvested at the right maturity stage to ensure optimal quality. So harvesting is typically done when the fruits are fully ripe with a vibrant color and firm texture. And tools for harvesting should be clean, sharp, like pruning shear or knife to avoid damaging the fruit during harvesting. And in terms of handling the fruits gently to avoid bruising, as wax apple are delicate and can be easily damaged. And the second activities is sorting and grading. This is for quality control. So remove any damage or disease fruit to prevent them from affecting the rest of the batch. It will be sorted according to size, color, and any visible defects. And the third activity will be storage and packaging. So it is the storage temperature is about 10 to 13 degrees Celsius with the relative humidity of about 85 to 90% to reduce water loss and to maintain the quality of the fruits. In terms of packaging, for better protection, fruit can be packed in a ventilated plastic trays or boxes to allow for air circulation and reduce the risk of fungal growth. And the fourth stage is transportation. So using soft padding materials and transporting in refrigerated vehicles can help maintain food quality and avoid any physical damage. And finally, the market distribution, so distribution to local market or export. So ensuring that foods that reaches the consumers are fresh and as possible requires careful logistic, temperature control, and timely delivery within 1 or 2 days reaching the consumers. So the pictures down there shows that how the post-harvest handling has been done in some of the farms in Malaysia. Okay, and some of our farms in Malaysia, they are certified with MyGap or the Malaysian Good Agriculture Practices. So out of the total area planted in Malaysia, about 200 plus hectares. So 216.9 hectares with 35 participants have the MyGap certification. So wax apple farm that is monocrop, 4 hectares, 10 participants, especially that is mainly in the Kedah area. So and as for your information, in Malaysia, most of the wax apple is planted multi-crop with other fruit crops, and only about 4 hectares are planted as a monocrop. And the rest will be a combination of durian and some other fruits planted in the same vicinity. Okay, next I will be going to the market. So the market for the wax apple in Malaysia. So the first market will be the local market, sold in local wet market, grocery stores, and along the roadside stalls. And secondly, some of it will be distributed to the wholesale distribution, sold in bulk to wholesaler who distribute them to supermarket, retail outlets, and also some of the restaurant. And in terms of the export, so we are exporting to neighboring countries and international market, especially in Southeast Asia, the Middle East, and other tropical region. And some of the wax apple will be used in the processing industry, where it is processed into juice, jam, pickles, and dried snacks. And the fifth marketing is the online platform. With the rise of the e-commerce, the wax apple can also be found on online grocery platform and or specialty food delivery services. And finally, the market 6, we are marketing it through supermarkets and hypermarkets. So larger retail chains stock fresh wax apple often sourced from local farms or through distributors that distributing it to the supermarket and also the hypermarket. Okay, so this is the major importing countries for wax apple in Malaysia. Number 1 is to Singapore, about 377.6 metric ton, and also we are exporting also to Indonesia, about 14 metric ton, to Brunei, 4.3 metric ton, and the UAE for about 0.05 metric ton. So our total export of wax apple in 2024 is about almost 400 metric ton. This statistics is until October this year, so it might increase towards the end of the year. Sorry. Okay, so this is the average market price as at in August 2024. So the farm price is about 5 ringgit and 40 cents per kilogram, or it is equivalent to about $1.30 US dollar. Sorry, and the wholesale price is about $2.30 US dollar, and the retail price is about $3 or equivalent to about almost 13 ringgit Malaysia per kilogram. So this is the farm, wholesale, and the retail price of wax apple here in Malaysia. Okay, so next I'll be going into the maturity index. So we have 4 maturity index that we are using for distinguishing the index of maturity. So index number 1, the surface of the skin is greenish red and it is immature. Index number 2, the surface of the skin is red with a little green. In index 2 is the matured stage. Index 3, the entire surface of the skin is bright red and this is ripe. And index 4 is the entire surface of the skin which is dark red, and index 4 is overripe. So normally for market purposes, here we are harvesting during index 2 or index 3 stage. So for the best quality, the fruit should be matured enough, fresh, free from any defects and physical damages. But the acceptable quality for the market also, it is, I mean, in terms of the appearance, so fairly ripe, fresh, clean, and minimal defects, and relatively free from physical damage. This quality is also accepted by the market, especially the local market in Malaysia. So grade specification and standard which is rejected, there are few categories that is rejected by the market. So not matured enough, not fresh, dirty, and there are severe shape and appearance defects. As you can see here, stunted, uncolored, dirty, and pest infestation. That is the quality rejected by the market. And meanwhile, damage caused by pest diseases and mechanical injuries and affect shelf life and quality. Shown in the picture here, molded, black, cracks, and rotten. All these are rejected grades. Okay, and finally, way forward, we are looking into the research and development. So product development, we hope to develop new wax apple based product like jams, dried fruit, skincare products, etc., and improve product quality and shelf life, and to explore new market access for us to export. And also in terms of pest and disease, we are collaborating with the Malaysian Agriculture Development Institute, ANM, or the Nuclear Agency, and also universities and other in terms of pest and disease control. And secondly, the mechanization and optimization. So we emphasize on the use of IoT, pest and disease surveillance, sensor, drone, soil nutrient management, agriculture rainfall index. So these are some of the our emphasis in the use of IoTs, and also the utilization of farm machineries to increase the productivity and to decrease the labor intensity or labor usage in the farm. And finally, the strategic collaboration in terms of capacity building. So we are collaborating with industry and technology provider for capacity building to develop and provide skill training workforce. And finally, the participatory observation. We are collaborating with industry to implement technology application in the fields, in the farmer's plot, and also in the departmental plot. Okay, so I think that is the end of my presentation, and back to you, Dr. Dorothy. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Christopher, for sharing it as Malaysia's perspective and the promising opportunities that are existent for developing the industry further in this country. So once again, a big thank you to all three speakers. Together, your presentations have given a well-rounded view of opportunities and challenges that are still existing, which are associated with expanding the wax and rose apple industries and markets across these countries.